Yeah, it was good. Wickets were very good. Not often you get facilities like that to come and prepare on for a test tour. So yeah, it was a good hit out.
Seems to be a good mood in camp. There's a lot of banter early on.
Yeah,
laughter, giving its marks.
Yeah. No, it's nice. We got like a core group of players that are back together. Through England, we had pretty much the same team that's here, so it's nice to get back together and get the banner flying around at training and just get back into playing and training for Australia. So it's nice to have that familiar faces around at training. It's good.
Any intel from the guys who played over in Perth, like against Pakistan, what they, especially with some of these young quicks?
Yeah, we had a chat yesterday about their bowlers. So we had a few guys. Obviously, Banger's had a bit of time out in the middle to see a few of them. So he, told us what he saw. But it's always hard. Obviously, Optus is a wicket that flies through, and it's a pink ball. So those games we know are very different to red ball. So you can take a little bit out of it, but not too much. A lot of guys have seen some of these guys leading into the Test series. So we're confident that we'll be right.
Are you disappointed to see your mate Paddo not available for selection for this test?
Oh yeah, I think he's as disappointed as anyone. Yeah, but it's a shame that he's not available to play. He understands he's made a mistake, and he's paying a big price. He's not available for the first test of the summer. So disappointing. But he's acknowledged he did the wrong thing, and we move on.
Matt, you've always had a lot to say on the field, but have you sort of, modulated or regulated a little bit more what you do say over time as you've gotten older and more mature?
Yeah, I think I have to. Otherwise, I'll be in the same kind of trouble that Paddo finds himself. You've got to be careful. Oh, no doubt. I've said publicly before that the game's changed over the 10 or 15 years that I've been involved, and there's certainly nowhere near as much verbal on the ground. And myself personally, I've had to tame the way that I've played, and I think that's just, it's no different to actually playing the game. You've got to evolve over time, and thankfully I've done that a little bit.
Some of that verbal though is legendary. It's folklore as far as the game's concerned. The banter, the good stuff. Is that? There's obviously a line there.
Yeah, there is. We all know there's a line there. I think you can play aggressively with your body language without really saying anything anyway. So we saw some really good contests and banter in England, and everyone really enjoyed it. And we all know there's a line. You cross that line, you pay the price. And Jimmy's done that. I've done that in the past as well. You've got to learn from that, and he'll come back better.
Is there a fear that good-hearted-natured stuff, the good banter, that it might go? Like players might feel a bit gun-shy, a bit spooked by it?
I think it'll just evolve the way that it's umpired, to be honest. The way that the officials hand the sanctions out will dictate the way that the players really play the game. But no, I don't think good hard Test cricket will ever go. I think once you get two countries out there and the contest's on, I think there's always going to be emotions that will spill over, as long as we've spoken about that you don't go over that line. If you're doing the things and abiding by the laws, then I don't think good hard Test cricket will go anywhere.
It's been a while since you played a home test. How excited are you to sort of be a part of this home test summer?
Yeah, excited, ready to get out there. As I said, it's good to come back into a group that has been together for a period of time. So, we're all really excited to get out there and play. Personally, I haven't played Test summer for a little while. So, just itching to get it started, to be honest. The build-up, this is probably the worst part the next couple of days. Once the coin goes up, then it's all fun from there.
What do you bring home from England with the way you went there? And do you have a sort of determination to do even better here?
Yeah, I think it just... I brought home that what I've been doing for the 18 months to 2 years before I got picked again will work at Test level. So that's what I bring back. I'm not going to change too much at all. I've had a good lead in Shield cricket, so it's just about going out there and doing what I did in England and what I've done for a couple of years now in the first class scene, and just repeating that over and over again, and eventually runs will come. If it's not in the first test, then it'll be in the second test. I know that if I stick to my game plan, that runs will come eventually.
Pakistan, I suppose they've got some exciting quicks. Do you look back at the Jofra Archer contest you had at the Oval, and that sort of gets the juices flowing?
Not really. I don't want to watch that too much. He was bowling good pace, but I think I take some confidence out of we faced Jofra and Brody, and the guys over there bowled really, really well. So if we can come over here and bat to the best of our abilities and bat close to what some of the guys did in England, then it'll hold us in good stead for the Australian summer. Yeah, as you said, it's a completely different series, and the wickets over here play a lot different, but we're used to them, and I'm confident that if the guys stick to the plan, then we'll get the runs.
Mate, do you know if you bat 5 or 6?
I have no idea where I'm batting at. I batted 5 in the last test, so 5 or 6, I would have thought, but I'm not sure yet.
And just when you were over in England, did you take a moment just to kind of think about, the fact that you and Tim are in the same side, having grown up together, both in the same street, like it is?
Yeah, I get asked a lot about, me and Payne obviously grew up about a K away from each other in a little suburb called Lauderdale in Hobart. So yeah, it was pretty cool to play the first Test match with him, and he was out there when I got 100, and then to be able to represent our countries is something that we dreamed about when we were playing back home in the backyard. So you probably don't take it in too much right now, but I'm sure when we sit down at the end of our careers, it'll be something that we're pretty proud of.
What about our pace attack? I mean, you faced Mitchell from off the long run today. How's he looking, and do you think he'll be there come Thursday?
Yeah, that's part of why this next couple of days is the hardest part of the build up to the Test series, that you've got to face those guys in the nets. So they're running in, and I mean they've been terrific bowlers for a long period of time now. Obviously, Josh and Paddy and Starkey have played a lot of Test cricket in this country, and they look really good today, and we know that if we can get enough runs on the board, then they'll take care of business along with Gabba. So the pressure's on to get us the total on the board, but they look ready to go.
Everyone's expecting Mitchell to come in. He was talking about Michael Nisa. Is it a lay down was there that it's going to be Mitchell that Starkey will be playing? Yeah,
I'm not 100% sure on selection what way they will go, but they're both, all the bowlers are in terrific form. Ness has come back and bowled beautifully in Shield cricket, and if he gets an opportunity, I'm sure he'll do a really good job. But as we saw in England, there's no doubt in my mind that there'll be a few bowlers that rotate through this lineup. It's hard to play all these Test matches on hard wickets in hot conditions, so if it's not this one that Michael gets a chance, I'm sure he'll get one down the track.
Matthew, you spoke about how your personality has evolved, but like this new setup, spoken so much about culture and all that. Was it did they sit you down in England and have a word with you about how you or is just personally you just evolved different?
I think I've evolved as a person over a longish period of time now. I'm certainly not the person I was 3 or 4 years ago, and that's a lot of stuff that's happened off field with family and things that I've done outside of the game. So I'm more comfortable in my own skin. But no, before the Ashes. Before this series, we sit down and go through our team values, and if you abide by them, then you'll be around. If you won't, then you'll be out of the team. So there's no sit down one-on-one conversation. It's where we want to go as a team and what's expected, and we all buy into those.
Warner and Burns, a bit of an odd couple opening partnership, very sort of different personalities. Is there any stories you can tell about those two?
Not really. I think all opening batters are odd people, and Bancroft in that as well. There's some strange opening batters. I think you have to be a little bit weird to want to open the batting. So no, they get along really well, and I know that the banner flies around at training with those two. So if they get the chance to get back together, I'm sure they'll be happy with that.
Seems the top order in general a bit quirky, mate. Smith, Marnus is an odd cat. Marnus is getting a lot of attention being the hometown boy, and Benny touched on that banner before. You're just trying to keep that ego in check with Marnie?
Yeah, I saw a double-page spread on him yesterday, I think, in the paper, so he was pretty happy with that. No, we try and keep a lid on it for Marnus. No, he's him and Smudger get along really well, and to Marnus's credit, he's always hanging around and trying to tap into Smitty's brain to find out what it takes to be the best player in the world. It can be dangerous at times doing that with Smitty, but he's always eager to learn. He loves the game. So, on the back of what he did in England, we expect he's going to come home and do the same thing.